Well, listen, Denny. You know, you scour through the dark web. You're in the chat rooms. You are one of the few people in America that hold the mainstream media to account. There's so many things that the mainstream media tries to keep from fantasy managers everywhere, but you're here to help shine a light on some of these stories that people are that the media is trying to keep from the people. Help us out.
Exactly, and honestly, week 7 was worse than ever as far as the mainstream press goes, because we had DeMario Douglas, otherwise known as Pop Douglas to some, who I talked about on last week's show as, the clear wide receiver 1 for the Patriots with Drake May, now passing a little more, this Patriots offense being a little more fun for fantasy, a lot more fun for fantasy. And then we hear nothing, honestly, from the media about Pop Douglas being terribly ill before and during and after the Patriots game against the Jaguars last Sunday in London. He was not well. He only ran 10 routes on the day, but here's what they won't tell you. He was targeted 3 times on 10 routes. Okay, so he remains a big part of this offense going forward. I'm not giving up on Pop Douglas, and neither should you.
Denny, obviously also his last matchup with the Jets when these teams played in week 3, he had a 37.5% target share. And the spread in this game, despite the Jets' struggles, is still 7 points that the Patriots are underdogs by. Should the script of this game also favor Pop Douglas?
For sure, yeah. I mean, the Patriots are going to be chasing points all season, including in this game, and I think that will generate a lot of dropbacks for Drake May. And here's the thing about Drake May, and actually the media will tell you this, he's better than Jacoby Brissett. And we like that. We appreciate that. It's going to be good for Douglas. Don't pull the plug on the Douglas experiment because he got sick last week against the Jags.
Okay. Denny, I feel like you were destined and created in a lab to talk about Jake Bobo, the man with arguably the best or worst name in football, depending on your leanings. With DK Metcalf potentially missing or potentially being limited, do you think Bobo can step up against the Bills?
Yes, absolutely. Look, the question is not will he step up, it's how much will he step up, okay? Because you have Tyler Lockett, who will be the wide receiver 1. I'm not pushing back against that if Metcalf is out. But JSN, Jackson Smith-Njigba, give me a break with this guy, okay? Like one of the least efficient receivers in the league over the past 2 years. He does nothing with his opportunities. Jake Bobo will get more downfield looks. Unfortunately for the JSN truthers in the media, at the New York Times, at the Washington Post, we are going to see Jake Bobo emerge as the wide receiver too, and there's nothing anyone can do about it.
I will say, to your point, the Seahawks have 3 wide receivers on the field, 79% of their plays. That's 4th highest in the NFL. They like to go 3 wide under Ryan Grubb. They throw a ton as well. Metcalf was averaging almost 10 targets a game. So if he's out, there's a 23% target share that is up for grabs. And the mainstream media is not going to talk about the fact that Jake Bobo is going to come down with some of those grabs. Yeah, 1,000%. All right, so we've talked about Pop Douglas. We've talked about Jake Bobo. Anything else that the mainstream media is covering up this week, Denny, as you shine a light on their failings?
Yeah, we have a guy in Jameis Winston who is going to give us the full Jameis Winston experience, however good or bad, this week against the Ravens with Deshaun Watson done for the season. Am I saying that it's going to be super fun to start Winston in fantasy and watch him throw 3 picks against the Ravens? No. But I also am saying that it could be 3 touchdowns as well to go along with those 3 interceptions. The Ravens are what we call a pass funnel defense, meaning teams facing Baltimore lean hard on the pass. The Browns do that anyway. The Ravens are allowing a 67% completion rate. That's the 9th highest mark in the league. And they're allowing the 3rd most fantasy points to quarterbacks. This is something we're not hearing. I don't hear this anywhere. Why is no one talking about this? And so I think, Jameis Winston makes for a fun-ish play, maybe in super flex leagues. I'm starting him in 1 league. Please pray for me.
You can catch more. Oh, Matthew, you have something?
No, I'm just. Yes. This is me. I'm praying for you, Denny. This is me.
Thank you.
This is what it looks like.
Denny, I'm praying you're right as a Cedric Tillman truther on this desk. Let's hope that Jameis Winston can spark this pass game.
I am too. I'm a Cedric Tillman truther. We both are. Even though Connor's going to start Tillman against me, I hope he goes off because I've got him in other leagues as well. I'm hoping I can defeat you despite an epic performance from Cedric Tillman. But I'm with you on Pop Douglas, Jake Bobo, and DeMario and Jameis Winston. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched. or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.